We're gonna switch gears to our last topic, guys. Jay, you haven't been with us when we talk about the whole FBA movement, but we are gonna switch gears. Everybody asks that we bring someone that's foundationally Black American on, so we brought Kelly. Even though Gray and Vulgar and Slim are, maybe Kelly will satisfy the need. So I'm gonna play this first clip. Charleston White has been going hard this week against FBA. Let's watch this clip when he calls out Tariq. Uh, Nasheed and Dr. Umar.
Oh. Yeah, like it's been 3 days. That bitch ass nigga ain't pop outside. What's going on?
Man, Tariq know he better ignore me. Yeah, Tariq better do what Lil Boosie doing. The best way to beat me is to ignore me. But boy, if you respond to me, I'm gonna have your family encouraging you to crash out. I'm gonna be saying some mean shit about the kids, your dead mama, the cat.
You sound like me, nigga.
Yeah, nigga, I talk about the disabled autistic baby. You better not have no autistic baby, nigga. I'm gonna make fun of an autistic kid. Nigga, your baby could have just got molested. I'm gonna make fun of the uncle molesting the kids, all kind of shit. I'm a mean, unruly nigga.
Yo, Charleston, what about Dr. Umar? That bitch ass nigga ain't built the school yet. I'm in Philly. Where the fuck is the school?
Because he buying pussy. I'm gonna upload the screenshots. The man is a borderline pervert. He know how to walk to the line of pervertism and then kind of walk
Man,
back.
talk your shit, boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna post the screenshots today. That boy like to look at pussy and jack off. And then, so this is what he do. Wherever he go out of town, he asked the nice looking ladies to take the picture with their phone and then send him a picture. And that way he got their number. And then he started trying to fuck through the text message.
Oh, this is nasty work. Dr.
That
Umar.
boy say he dry humping.
Yeah,
he dry humping, bro.
Dirty motherfucker. Yeah, he a Dr. Umar Johnson. See that? Me and him got mutual friends. A guy by the name of Supreme, that's the RBG. A guy by the name of Baba Amin, who's the founder and the director of a school that's called the Uhu Academy. UHURU. See, Baba Amin got the school built. So that's who he's trying to mimic himself after of, is a guy by the name of Baba Amin. So me and him personally know Baba Amin. And everybody knows Dr. Umar Johnson trying to play for the 5 wives and not marry them hoes legally. He just want 5 hoes in the house so he can get his toes sucked while he fucking one, get his ass blowed in while he fucking one, get his neck massaged while he fucking, and then he suck titties to the other. Because you can't fuck 5 bitches at one time in one household.
Whew, he said a lot. He said a whole lot. Vulgar. Now you can't say you don't know on this topic. We've done about 4 stories now, 4 shows. I've educated you. What do you think about what he said? Should FBA and Tariq Nasheed and the whole damn movement be offended by that? Or do you agree with what he said?
I mean, I agree. He said a lot. I've watched a lot more where he's went in on FBA. And I agree.
Why do you agree? You got to hold it down.
I know he was just saying like how what he's talking about before, he just saying how like what I'm saying they're separate and begging for reparations. And that's the part where I agree with them on. You didn't show that in this clip, but there's a longer one where he went in about how they just seem kind of soft because they're got all this rah-rah over reparations and saying
I have more clips.
Yeah. To get some money from the white man.
Okay, can I speak?
Go ahead.
Okay. So there's 2 different things. As far as Charleston White with this video, he's referring to Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed, FBA is not, okay, because I've got so much things going through my head. Tariq Nasheed is not the leader of FBA. FBA it's a lineage. Okay. I prefer the term freedman. Okay. So there's no leader of Black people in America. Our leader would, of course, be the president. So as far as his remarks towards Tariq Nasheed, as a freedman, I don't care nothing about it. Tariq Nasheed can handle that himself. Now, and I actually think what he said was funny. Charleston White is hilarious to me. Now, what he's done, why people are upset with him or the freedmen are upset with him now or lately is because he has made some remarks specifically talking negatively about Black people, about freedmen, where he's saying, you should be thankful to the white man. Everything you have is because of the white man, that type of thing. So that for me as a freedman, that is offensive. And as far as reparations, my opinion is it is a debt that is owed. We are entitled to reparations, and people will make the argument that, well, you were not a slave. You weren't a slave. So how are you? Why do you deserve reparations? Because reparation comes for the turn to repair. Well, all freedmen are negatively affected by slavery to this day for medical reasons. Right now there are various medical issues that disproportionately affect freedmen as a result of chattel slavery. And that's another thing, because this is the other argument that they like to throw out. Well, slavery, every group of people have had slavery. Okay, number one, we're talking about America. And number two, again, America was under chattel slavery. Chattel slavery was not done in everywhere that there was slavery. And if you have to look into chattel slavery, it's a lot. It's more to this. This is another thing. Freedmen or Black people were enslaved. I mean, Africans, the slaves, the American slave trade, that was 400 years. We've only been freedmen for 160 years. And it's not just, again, the medical aspects that we still are suffering from. There's also land. There were once upon, I want to say 1920 or 1905, there were over 1 million farmers. During the 50s and the 60s, so many Black farmers had their lands taken by the federal government. So again, it's a debt that's owed. So I'm not for me, I'm not begging for anything. I want what is rightfully mine. And every other group that has, had issues that were negatively done, to their groups, they have received reparations. And people want to say, well, that was so many years ago. We could look at what happened with the Japanese internment camps. They got that money 50 years later. So, that's my spiel on it, because it's not just about slavery. There was a whole other host of things that had happened after slavery, shortly after slavery, even in the Reconstruction period, that have negatively affected Black people.
Okay. So yeah. I'm gonna respond to Tariq Nasheed. He has an organization in his name with FBA. That's why he's calling him the leader. I'm gonna allow 85 to respond, because I know he probably has a whole lot to say. Go ahead, 85.
Really, Charleston White said it all. I mean, I agree with him 100%. Not only that he's funny, he's really, really truthful. And Dr. Umar, POS to me, I really don't like him. So even as he touched on to that, it made me feel even better on why I don't like him. But yeah, man, like I said, that the whole FBA thing, man, it's like, again, I always lead with the Americans, man. Like, let's just be American. Like, once we get away from that division side of it, and I know that's probably how every society is right now. It's all about division. But once we get rid of that, I think a lot of things have changed, man. We just got to stop thinking about color, stop thinking about shade, stop thinking about girl, boy, Muslim, Christian. All that division shit got to go. Excuse my French, but I'm just keeping it real.
For me, I basically look at like the African diaspora, and I didn't learn about this till I was in my 30s. When I went to just regular school, social studies, I always thought that the white people just came on the land, snatched us, grabbed us, threw on the boats. I didn't learn till I was much older that Africa was a willing participant in the slave trade, and Africans are just spread out across the world. So I feel like because of that, FBA should look at, we all are victims of the African diaspora, and we were all people that were just sold across the world.
But we were not all victims of chattel slavery. Haiti and Cuba were.
Right.
So as far as Haiti and Cuba, you feel like they don't deserve, like, I know Haiti was with French, so you feel like France should have to pay them, or because I know French effed them over a lot of stuff.
I'm not too versed in what happened there, but yes, Yes, to answer your question, yeah, because I do know in Jamaica, I'm going to assume that France paid the slave owners money for the.
The
Actually,
UK
didn't
no,
pay
paid
it
the
nothing.
wouldn't
Queen.
have been
France didn't
Haiti
pay
because there was a
nothing.
revolt. No, no, no,
Mm-mm.
yeah, no,
They
it
had the
wouldn't have been
It
Haiti
was
because
Queen.
it was a revolt.
England.
Um,
England.
but yeah, to answer your question, yeah, Gray, yeah, I think, and I do support that. I support other countries that are seeking reparations for slavery. I am an ally in that. I do support that 100%.
Jay, you hear all us black people talking. How do you feel like we deserve reparations, or do you feel like you look at us as a monolith? Do you look at a Jamaican, a Haitian, and all of us as black, or do you see us as a different entity?
I don't feel well versed enough on the like specific topic we're talking about because I guess I missed a few. Um, but I will say I just don't get it how they want to act like this systematic oppression thing is so old and it shouldn't affect anybody anymore. In my dad's lifetime, he lived 60 feet away from me. Syphilis was tested on black people by the U.S. government.
Yep.
AIDS was unofficially tested on black people in my lifetime. So I just don't act like look this systematic oppression thing is so old and so ancient. It doesn't affect anybody. That's just
They
I don't get that argument. I don't get.
they literally tested so many things on black women because doctors believe
Gynecology
that black people
exists
didn't
because of black
experience
women.
slave. Yeah,
They don't think you guys can feel pain. They don't think you guys can feel
exact.
pain.
Thank that's
Yeah.
right. Exactly. And it's I mean forced sterilization. It's been so many things done medically, experimentation, all of that to specifically black people. And you are right, Jay. And y'all know I'm a conservative. I'm not a victimhood person. So my thing is, it's just a debt that's owed. It's just a it's a simple thank you, chat Henrietta Lacks. They took this black woman's cells right now. You know, Gray, you're pro jab, or you would consider taking a jab. Well, with a lot of vaccinations, various medical things that have come about, was a result to from Henrietta Flax's cells that were that were taken from her. She didn't even have the consent from this, and y'all can look up Henrietta Flax. You know, and those pharmaceutical companies made hundreds of probably billions of dollars off this black woman's cells, and that family is still in Baltimore. Her descendants are still in Baltimore, struggling to this day.
See,
That's a
this
debt
is the
owed.
issue I have with the FBA people. You're lumping Gray in. You don't even know his opinion. No offense, Mason. No disrespect. Gray, what do you think about reparations? Because he lumped you in with the other guys on the call.
I think black people deserve reparations, like Kelly was saying. Other groups have gotten it. My thing with is that I think it would be difficult for the government to divvy it out, and then once it's divvied out, are the people that are born, and they gonna feel like, okay, I need it too. So I understand it's a complex thing, but I do agree that other groups got it, so black people should get it too.
And they will figure it out, Gray. If it's one thing the government can do, they can
That's a real
figure
simple,
out.
straightforward argument.
They will figure out.
I
They'll
think
figure it out.
I think that message was literally for me, Nora. So yeah,
Yes,
I don't believe.
I'll let you speak.
I don't think no reparations is coming. First off, you can
Nope.
stomp your feet, clap your hands, anything you want. What I do know is that if you get your lazy butt up and go to work, or use your mentality to create something, or have an idea, or get involved with something as far as investments, you live in the greatest country in the world that can change your circumstances. That I do know.
It's so funny you had said that. Did you know there are so many inventions that black people that slaves and also freedmen that had invented, and they were stolen, the patents or whatever. And again, those people, those descendants didn't have anything, where the white people that stole that. I'll give you one example. There was a guy that had a slave that had invented a tool that aided in shearing cotton. Okay. The slave owner took the patent, got rich. His family, lineage or money, the money kept going down. The wealth, went on to his descendants. Yeah, went on to his descendants. While that guy, his family, they didn't get anything from that patent. Do you think
that's the
that's
nature of
fair?
the beast, right?
Well,
that's nature. Look at Tesla.
Mm.
Tesla
He
got robbed
Thomas
first.
Edison.
Yeah.
And Nicole,
He got robbed for his. If you look at the rap game, a lot of these rappers that came out with songs got them off YouTube and blew up. That's just how the world works. That's not slavery.
So okay. So do you feel like nobody else should have gotten reparations? Do you feel like the Japanese shouldn't have got reparations? Because if you have an issue, if that's your argument where you're saying, okay, well, bad stuff happens, tough, well, then you should have that, in my opinion, you should have that same energy for all the other groups that got the reparations. Like, my thing is, I don't know why people have the issue with freedmen getting reparations, but they never say anything about anybody else.
I don't think it's an issue. I just think it's been such a long time. There's been such a dilution within the race. Like, if I've done my lineage, I did come from a plantation of whites and Choctaw. So I got 2 checks coming in. But I just think it's been so long that, and like 85 said, there are so many opportunities. I just feel like it's a waste of time to keep dwelling on that issue. It passed. It's kind of like if you owe a debt, you got 7 years to pay it. And after 7 years, you don't owe it anymore.
So okay, 160 years, you're saying that's too long. But I just told you slavery was 400. It's not even half. Like it's not even half the time.
But you know what though? Here's another thing you got to look at. I'm sorry to cut you off, V. But another thing you got to look at, right? If let's go back to Malcolm X, and we've been marching prior to that. You know what I mean? But Malcolm X was one of those marches, right? If Malcolm X was alive today, and him and Steph Curry was sitting on the couch, he would say, "Nigga, how much you make?" And you asking for what? No, none of us stick together. All these millionaires and everybody claiming for reparations, they all got private planes. What are they doing for the community? When they stick together and do a concert for the youth, or do schools and continue, oh, you know what? Let's create a bank. When they start doing that, we got reparations.
Killer Mike.
That's not reparations.
Killer Mike got through a bank.
I see. That's what I'm saying. If we're looking for someone to give us something for something that happened years ago, cool. But if we have the opportunity to create something, I think that's a lot more powerful, man.
I just told you that Black people right now are disproportionately disproportionately have various health ailments.
So why are we not fighting for that?
From slavery.
So why are we not fighting for those inventions?
We are. It's called reparations.
No. I'm talking about those inventions you're talking about, right? That should be documented. That was stolen from the white people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why are we not protesting for those particular situations? We created this. We should have this. Here's the proof why. Why are we not fighting for things like that?
That's called that's under the reparations. That is under the reparations. Like if you go and look up the organizations that are pushing for this, that is in there. Like that is in there. And if you're specifically saying, that gentleman's family or the descendants of those specific inventors, is that what you're saying? Like
no, because it's either we're asking for reparations because of the things that we created and that were stolen by the white man, or we're asking for reparations for slavery. Because not everybody was a slave.
I'm saying it's all encompassing. That's what I'm saying. The reparations, it's for, again, the slavery, the stolen land, it's all.
Let me ask you this: what about the Africans that sold the Black people that weren't slaves? Do they still get reparations? Do their family get reparations too, or
why would their family get reparations? They didn't.
I'm asking because I just need to know how it makes sense.
That's a whole other country. It's a whole other country.
No, but we were sold by them first. Like, don't act like
came through. So Africa should be paying us then.
He's basically saying, should they be making the payment?
Well, and it's not just because people forget this. It's not just, yes, Africans did sell, slaves, but you think it was Africans that had them on those boats? Did the Africans put them on the boats? Was it the Africans that were doing the trading? No, that wasn't Africans. Those were a specific group of people, but a specific group of people, Americans that had done that. You know,
if I was in the car when the people robbed the bank, I'm still going to jail, baby.
But it's two different countries. Like this is what I'm saying. It's two different countries. Like
I know. I feel you.
if it was, you know,
And
I would say
America
this.
has the
If
money.
it was, what was that, Gray?
And America actually has the money to pay for that. Africa don't got that type of
100%.
money.
Let me say
You
this.
really
Let me
think
say
that,
this, y'all.
Greg? We
They
in so much debt.
100% have the money.
Let me say this.
85,
Why I
you know
don't think
this.
Africa should pay is because with chattel slavery, they were duplicating and having more babies and then making money. They never got their freedom. In Africa, they would get their
Exactly.
freedom. They thought that they were selling them into indentured servitude. They didn't think it. Maybe they knew, maybe they didn't know. But usually, typically, it was after 7 years, 10 years, you were free. But no, that wasn't the case. It was generations of
And
having babies and
it was
making money
based
off of
on
a family.
If I sell
skin
somebody a
color.
car, I don't know if they're gonna do with that car.
I don't know, man.
I mean, you can't say that. Like Africa, you don't know what somebody's gonna do if you sell them something. That's all I'm saying. They can do what they want after they own it.
People going in. I'm not even showing all the comments. 85. They just it's coming. I got
I
one more
love
clip,
it. I
y'all.
love
I
when
got
they
one
go
more
in.
clip.
I love it.
Let's break it
Yeah,
up
go
for a
to the next
second.
clip.
Jesus.
I love it. You know
Oh
that.
Lord,
That's how we turn up around here.
Hey, but I wanted to show something real quick. Y'all see this right here? I don't know if you can see what it
yeah.
says. That's Killer Mike. That's his bank.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
okay.
If y'all worried about
Nice.
reparations, go get an account with Greenwood Bank, and that's putting money into the black community.
Killer Mike, you owe Vogel some money. He just plugged you.
For real. Where's our drop? Anyways.
I ain't sacrificing nothing for black people. The weakest group of humans on planet Earth. Black Americans. The weakest group of people. And they think they go demand something and get something. The way you get kicked in your ass, man, Dylan Roof proved to the world that black people ain't shit.
Wow.
George
Disgusting.
Zimmerman free. Ain't now nigga hunted George down. Ain't now nigga put his new address online. Nothing. It was a white boy shot at George Zimmerman that's doing 30 years. A white boy shot at George Zimmerman, nigga. So now it was black people stood around and watched George Floyd die. Stood around, my nigga, and watched him die. Nobody decided to just dive their body into the cop. So don't tell me nothing about a bunch of weak black motherfuckers just go rally some motherfucking world in peace with civil obedience. Civil disobedience have always been the way. And then if that didn't work, uncivil disobedience, nigga. And if that didn't work, violence. Violence. Motherfucker supposed to die. Keep men doing something to a nigga. Man, you nigga crazy the motherfucker. That's me. I don't want to talk to Tyreek and them. Don't bring no more FBA people up. Bring some ignorant motherfuckers up here.
Huh.
Truth.
Did you guys at least feel that? I mean, come on, that was extremely disrespectful. And I have to say, I am offended for FBA people because I think the strongest people in the world, in my opinion, are foundationally black people because for generations, they endured slavery and they're still surviving and thriving today. Even though they don't want to be a part of us Jamaicans, it's okay. I forgive them. But I don't think, that I felt that to the core. Like, Gray, what do you think about what he said?
I mean, he said we the weakest because we didn't go slide on all these people. I live in Florida. I watched the Trayvon Martin case. I was emotionally upset. But if I go out and do George Zimmerman dirty, the police not even going to let me make it to the station. I'm going to have 68 holes in me. So, that's just horrible advice. We have to maintain our composure, handle things through the court system, so that we're respected. We already got a stereotype that we hood, we dumb, we chaotic, we spin in the bin, we not taking care of our kids. So us just playing it cool, I'm actually happy for. I was happy with Sonya Massey happened. Not happy, but that black people didn't go out riot and destroy stuff. Yeah. And we let the court system handle what needed to be handled.
I agree.
No, I agree with what Charleston White is saying. I don't think he's saying fight in that sense. I think what he's saying is stop doing all this division, stop doing all this FBA, ADOS, talking about we this, we're that, when you're not willing to fight. Y'all sat there and watched these people, unalive instead of jumping in. He's basically saying, if you're not going to do that, leave it alone. I get what he's trying to say. Like we want to get together and form all these cliques, and all we do is fight each other, but we won't go fight them.
Facts.
Kelly?
I just think it's interesting. This is my thing. Why can't we respect other cultures and separate every okay, let's talk about Haiti and Dominican Republic. Though that's Hispaniola. If a Haitian immigrates to Dominican Republic, they will still refer to them as a Haitian. You see what I'm saying? So this is where I'm getting at. My lineage, my heritage is separate from Nora's. I respect Jamaican culture. I respect Moroccan culture, but because Jamaican Americans and foundational Black Americans, freedmen, both share one ancestor, because also freedmen also have other ancestors than I would say African or someone from Mali or someone from Nigeria that came to this country. It's just very different. I don't understand why every other group of people can separate and everyone respects it, but when Black people, or excuse me, freedmen are saying, "Hey, we're our own thing," we respect y'all, but we're our own thing, then it's a problem that there's an issue with this division. We're already divided. We're not the same. So that, like, I just think it's funny. Everybody has a problem when Black people start doing stuff, it seems like.
So Jay,
and let me say this, and this is the other thing. I got to land this plane. I'm sorry. This is the other thing. We have seen the negative effects of non-delineation. Other groups will attach themselves to something, to a Black issue, and push what they have going on. And I can get specific examples of that, but I think your audience knows, and I think you guys know that's a reoccurring thing. So I'll end it there.
So Jay, being Hispanic, I know you're Mexican American. And I've always seen Hispanics like have more derogatory stuff to say about Mexicans. I mean, like, do you feel like that's also an issue in Hispanic culture? And what do you think about what Charleston White said about American Blacks?
I think so. At least with Hispanics, I feel like I'm probably gonna make a lot of Hispanics upset, but it's absolutely true. I feel like they see us, like, when they come to America, they think they're in this club now, and they don't belong to like what they used to anymore. Like, one of the biggest reasons Hispanics, I think, voted for Trump was to stop immigration, which I find, really not only hysterical but really hypocritical.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that they think they belong to this club now, and I don't want to say like they think that they're white now, but it's almost like that. They think that now they're white and they're part of this club, and now they're somehow better. And I'm sure it exists in other cultures, and I think Volga was right. What Charleston White was saying, that if you're gonna talk about it, be about it, but don't just expect something and not when you're not willing to fight for anything. This kind of seemed like what he was like really kind of saying.
So, Jay, this goes with my issue with it. I understand that they want to delineate, and that's fine, they can. But to me, it sounds like they want to get away from being African, which is going to what you're saying. And that's the issue I have. You have African in you, whether you like it or not, you do to some degree. So to then sit there and say you have no connection to Africa, no nothing, to me, I blows my mind. I don't get it. Because I'm not saying you should identify with being African solely. But I feel like it's a white supremacist point. It's to say you have no African in you. We're mixed with all these things. We're different because of that. I mean, that's my thing with it.
Well, I think it's because too. I think most African countries, except for maybe Egypt, didn't even exist when chattel slavery was happening. So I just think maybe they have trouble relating to not necessarily a race, but a nationality in Africa.
That's a very good point, Jay.
So
very good point.
Like every African country, let's face it, was just drawn by the British, basically created by white people. Regardless of ethnic lines, regardless of religious lines, regardless of cultural lines, they didn't care. It's like, this is convenient for us, so all you people are Cameroonian now, or all you people are Equatorial Guinean now. because it's convenient for us. So I think that's another trouble thing. Maybe they have trouble too. There's no nationality in Africa to identify with.
Slim.
There is. There's all kinds of nationality. I don't agree with that. I'm gonna tell you somebody that's from Africa. I don't agree with that. There's all kinds of nationalities. There's Moroccan. There's Sudanese. There's South
What I'm saying is people
African.
that have
you
been
said
There's
no,
here.
it's tribes.
Nigerian.
It mostly was tribes before.
I'm
Yeah,
saying people
but
Yeah.
that
that's
descended.
nationality.
I'm saying people that
But
That's
descended from people that were can I say the slaves word on here?
yeah, go
you
ahead.
can say that. Yeah, that's
People
fine.
that
It's just
descended from slaves. That there was no, basically they didn't come from a country. They just came from
I
Africa
get
as
it.
an entity.
We don't know where they came from. I get
Yeah,
that.
they
But
didn't
it's
you
a
know
exist.
you
whole
came
continent.
from
Yeah,
Africa.
they didn't
It's a
exist.
whole continent. It's a whole
Yeah.
continent. Like this is my thing, Nora. Of course, I'm not gonna say of course, because there are some Black people that don't have any lineage to Africa, and that's a whole separate conversation. But I'm gonna speak for me, because I'm not even gonna go there. Let's say, for the sake of argument, my ancestors have descended from Mali or various countries, because I did do my ancestry. I don't know how much truth is in it, but let's just go with the sake of argument that it's legit. Okay, those, like what Jay was saying, those countries that are there now, they weren't even countries when my, I don't know, 33rd grandmother or back was there. So why would I have any type of connection or anything with a continent, with the whole entire continent, or even those specific areas. I don't know anything about that culture. So, and again, if we want to keep it a buck, a lot of Africans, not all, and I don't have any issue with Africans, but a lot, not all, but a lot, when they come here, they have a type of arrogance towards foundational Black Americans. They think they're better. They think, hey, I came here, I was able to open this store. You should, why can't you do this? Or what's holding you back? And my thing is, well, hold on. Maybe you was able to open that store because when you came here and became a legal citizen, you didn't have to pay taxes for 10 years. So, it's a difference, so yeah, there's not, I don't know. I just think it's crazy to think like I should have some connection to a country that I don't even know anything about.
Slim, what's your response to that?
I was gonna say,
Are they being held back? Like, what do you think with that
My
mentality?
thing is, again, man, I mean, I love my people. There's no way to get away from my people. But the reality is my people don't stick together. And until we can march, and we always march for a cause, or, when something happens, whatever, and then it's over. But again, when we stop looking at what this person has or what that person has, or I need more money than that person, like we have that mentality of the physical needs as opposed to what's really necessary in life. And when it comes to my people in general, that's all I see. That's why I don't think it's going to be reparations, because we can't stick together. I don't think it's going to be things like that we can benefit from until we learn how to, each one teach one type shit,
Vova, you was about to say something?
I was gonna ask Kelly, as far as Africans coming here and having that sentiment or way they feel, do you think they have some reason to feel like that?
Okay. So yes, I think, and I've heard this from an African person, when it's kind of goes to back what Jay was saying. They come here and it's like they made it. It's like, oh, it gives them a sense of like an inflated ego. And again, I heard this from an African. I heard this from a Nigerian in Nigeria, because I didn't know. I'm not even gonna hold you, Vulgar. I didn't know where it was. I thought it was a cultural thing, because I'm saying, maybe people from this particular country, they carry it a little bit more arrogant. You know what I mean? Like I just thought, and they say it themselves. Like, this is the other thing where I don't get. Why would I say I have any connection to Africa when friggin' Africans will be like, I'm not Black, or don't date an Akata. Like what is an Akata? Akata is me. I'm a freedman. They don't say don't date a African that had African ancestors from 300 years ago. No, they call me an Akata because they already delineated. They already separated from me. But when I say, oh no, I respect you because I'm a Christian. I respect you. That's your culture. This is my culture. Then it's no. You need to have a connection with Africa. Well, what? Does that mean I need to have a connection with my European ancestors too? Why? What's the fixation with Africa? Because also foundational Black Americans, we have Indian heritage, we have European heritage too. Why we got to claim the African one? And it's not the thing with white people.
This is the white supremacist point. This is it. This is it, bro. This is it. I'm sorry. Because let me tell you, white people, they don't do that. They have St. Patty's Day. They have their Irish heritage. They have their Italian heritage. They're proud.
Because they came here 50 years ago, Nora.
No,
they came here 50 years ago.
Proud.
They're proud. They're proud because they remember their grandma talking about their motherland of friggin' Ireland.
You see, St. Patty's Day.
A white person.
None of them ain't got no Irish accents, but they dress up their green and they get drunk.
Jay, what were you gonna say? I see you shaking your head over there.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, she's right. Because, let's say, you're a Black person descended from people that came here, let's say, involuntarily. You came here from a place that doesn't, the region, like it was Northwest Africa, but Mali, like Nigeria, those places didn't exist. So there's no national lineage to identify to. You just identify to, the continent or let's say the region as a whole. But like people that came here from Ireland and Italy, those places existed when those people came here. Germany existed when my grandfather came here.
And they literally remember. They can pinpoint their heritage like just a couple generations Black.
You have the white people. Ancestry.
Why should I have to do my ancestry? Why should I?
They don't have to. They know. They do their ancestry and then they feel proud.
They didn't do their ancestry. Nor that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like Italian Americans that came here with
why do we have St. Patty's Day then?
Okay,
because they came here and remember it.
They brought that tradition with them. What tradition got brought through the transatlantic slave trade?
Let's do
we speak English. We speak English. We don't speak African dialects. We don't practice the African religions.
It's funny you say Jamaicans aren't going to be considered Black, but they do. They speak patois.
Exactly. You don't speak the same. I don't speak patois. I don't speak patois. I don't speak. I don't
division, guys. This is why reparations will not come, bro. I'm telling you,
it will come if we delineate. That's my point. That's my point. That's why we need to delineate.
You don't feel any attachment to Africa. Vulgar, what about you? You feel any attachment to Africa?
Nope. I've never been there. I only seen it on TV.
Slim, feel any attachment to Africa?
I have a personal attachment to Africa, but overall, no.
Jay, do you feel any attachment to Mexico or Germany?
Honestly, I do feel.
You ain't hurting my feelings, boo.
No, honestly, I do.
I want you to see the visceral hate these people have, bro. Thank you. Keep it coming because this is proving my point.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I feel attachment to Mexico. Obviously, I was born and raised in California.
Thank you.
But the attachment I feel is a sense of like when I see Mexican people just get beat down and criticized over and over again, and they just keep coming, just keep living their lives. I feel a sense of pride when I see that.
Okay, Jay.
I'm not allowed to be proud to be German though. This is how it starts, but you're not allowed. It's not allowed.
Okay, Jay, with your Mexican heritage, do you know when did your family come to America?
So on my mom's side, we've been in California for like 5 or 6 generations. So I think the border crossed us in that sense.
Oh, okay.
But as on my mom's father did come here directly from Mexico.
Okay. So it's a close relation.
It's something I've heard. Yeah, I've heard it by mouth I've heard it first person.
It's a close relation. We're talking about. I just think it's insane for anyone to think that they should have a connection with a country. Like this is my thing. Okay, why Doesn't everybody identify with Africa? If we're going to go by science, the human race came.
I was just going to say that too.
like I mean, it's
the Great Rift Valley. We all came from there.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, but because my, it wasn't 1,000 years ago, but it was 300 years ago, I should have some type of connection. That's just absurd. And again, I'm not disrespecting Africa or any other group of people, but it's like it doesn't make sense. And again, they already separate you. If an African goes to I'm not even gonna say that. If a Nigerian immigrates to America and they go on a trip to friggin' Ireland, you think that they're gonna say, "Oh, I'm Nigerian," and they may say, "Well, where do you live?" "Oh, I live in America." Like, but they still identify with that country because that's like directly where they came from. It just, I don't know. I just find it absurd. Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna bring the Pan-Africans on. They'll explain it better.
Even white people do it. This is another thing. White people, you ask a white person, they're gonna be like, "What are you talking about? I'm white." They're not gonna say, "Oh, I did my ancestry and I'm 25% friggin' Irish and I'm 34% German, blah blah blah." They say that they're white. Now the ones that again, white people I don't know, and I've spoken to white people, they will, if I ask them, "Oh, when did your family come from?" or when did they come here? They tell me something like within the last 100 years. It's even my ancestors been here even longer.
I haven't said nothing offensive. We're giving opinion. Y'all did not come hard for the guys that said they don't want reparations. I support reparations. Don't worry. You can get your check, honey. I support it. You can delineate, because the reality is y'all don't want to accept this, but there is more immigrants in this country if we trace it back.
It is. I do accept that. And that's another reason why we need to delineate, so we have more of a chance to get the money. So it's not as many people that need to be paid out. Yes, I do. I 100%. And I'm so glad you said that.
I don't agree with that part.
They do group us.
It's more African Americans than Black immigrants, I think.
No, there's not. There's not. I promise you, there's not.
Begging for money from
there's not.
And
I don't think there is.
And let's go with that, Nora, because the problem also is because they group us together statistically in various when studies are done and this, that, and the third. Again, Black freedmen have more issues, sickle cell, diabetes, various ailments that I talked about earlier that have been have been linked to slavery. Well, if they're grouped with us and we have politicians saying, "Okay, we got to do stuff for Black people," then guess what's not going to be addressed? The sickle cell or the friggin', like that's why we have to separate, because we don't even have the same we don't have the same issues as like, yes, we're all American, but we don't even have the same issues. And again, every other group it's like amazing. I don't know.
It's like, go by FBA's definition, I would not be related to you. So that's my biggest issue with the FBA. I don't care if you want to delineate, but they're trying. So Jay, to fast forward what you've missed, what I was getting at is they're trying to redefine what Black is in this country, and they're trying to say the only people that are Black are people that are descendants of slavery, and that's like taking from. That's my biggest issue with it.
If your grandfather came here from Nigeria, you're not Black?
You're not Black. Correct.
You're not Black American. You're not Black American.
You're not Black.
You're not Black American.
You're a tether. This is why they're coming for me, by the way. I need to rile them up. The chats will keep coming. I'll show you.
And this is why Vulgar says the reparations won't happen, because it's too...
Right.
Okay.
Look, if you want to be called Black, fine. Then I'm freedman. Then we have whatever you want to call it. Separate us. You want to be called Black? Fine, cool. Start
just
calling
to be clear, though, I hope y'all do get them.
What'd you say?
To be clear, though, I hope the reparations do happen.
Oh, thank you,
right, so eggs can go to $15 a carton.
That's not good.
See, and I like that,
and that's the white supremacist lie again. When
it is. Guess what? Have you ever seen a lawsuit settlement, like a major one? And they'd be like, "Hey, sign up to get your payout." How much is it? And it'd be like 300 billion settlement, and you get your check, and it's $25.
Okay, all right. Let's call it that.
Can you at least defend that what I'm saying is accurate? That Tariq Nasheed or whoever said that they're trying to redefine the black definition. Come on, Kelly, you've heard that because they're saying I'm lying now.
I believe you. I truly have not heard that, but I do believe you, and I'm okay with that. I am okay with that because again, there should be a separation. I don't know why everyone else can separate and it's not a problem. But then when black people, when freedmen do it, it's a problem. And again, we've seen, it's not like we don't know what's happened. We've seen what has happened throughout history in America when we haven't delineated. That it's our issues get pushed to the back burner. It's as simple as that. And again, when you're putting everyone together with these numbers,
thank you, amazing.
It's just not the same. I mean,
I'm not pissed. I'm not like you. I support
they
your
hit you
culture.
with the Kendrick Lamar line.
I have kids that are FBA. So like, what are you talking about? Like, this is the hate, bro. And
I will say this. This is why they're hating, because I will say this. When you talk, well, not you specifically, but when people say, well, you shouldn't delineate or blah, blah, blah. The way I take it, I'm not going to hold you. It makes me feel like, hold on, you don't respect my culture. You don't respect my lineage, because why do I have to be connected to you? You know what I'm saying? I respect your culture. I respect your lineage. Why can't you respect mine? Why can't we be allies? You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I think the offense comes from. You my girl, so you're not going to offend me, but
this is Kelly. I love you, but this is my thing. We talked about this the other day. Who was one of the most famous black actors that recently died? That was one of the first black actors to get nominated for an Oscar. Sidney Poitier. Do you know where he's from? He's not
Bahamas.
FBA.
He's from the Bahamas.
He's not FBA. So for you to sit there and say that people that
immigrated to this country
did not. No, he's not. Sidney Poitier.
I thought you were talking about Harry Belafonte.
No, Sidney Poitier is from the Bahamas. Go look it up.
Oh, yeah. You did tell me that. Okay, cool.
You guys are trying to redefine, and I get that. But to say that immigrants did not contribute to black culture, to me, blows my mind.
Here's the thing with that. Some might say, well, hold on. This was a Bahamian man that was playing a black person's role. When that role should have been a black person's role, and so I'm just saying, and I will speak on Sidney Poitier. No, I'm not gonna speak on him because he wasn't a good dude. I'll speak on Harry Belafonte. Harry Belafonte, Jamaican heritage. Harry Belafonte was an ally to black people, helped black people, freedmen. Was active in the civil rights, all of that, and Jamaican Americans should be proud of Harry Belafonte, and he is one of
not black Americans, right? Don't be proud of him.
Nor do you have
No, to be honest with you, Nora, no. To be honest with you, Nora, no. Or else I'll look at it like this: I'll be proud because he's an American. He's an American, or a melanated person, a melanated American. But do I have a connection with him? No, I don't.
We're gonna do a part 2 to this. We'll do a part 2 to this.
Okay.
No, please not. I'm done. I've had enough of this. I can't. I've had enough. I've said it all.
Close.
Thank you for everyone watching. Thank you for the super chats. We appreciate you. Thank you for the subscribers. We will be donating the money and we'll give an amount next week. Does anyone have anything else they want to say?
Go Bucks.
Go Steelers.
Go Chiefs.
One silver lining about the Fires is the Vikings Rams game is now on a neutral site. So
yeah.
Yay.
You going for the Vikings, right?
Yeah. No, I'm dead serious.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I think it's serious, but
man, is it George Floyd or?
My dad's from Minnesota.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I had to see the connection. I had to see where it was.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I had a lot of fun talking about these topics. Everybody was energized. It was a great time.
Absolutely. Great show. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you,
guys. I appreciate you guys.
Kelly.
God bless. Bye-bye.
You guys have a good
Fix your heart.